Morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Consistency. How are you doing today? I love the morning. What about you? It's another fabulous, amazing Thursday morning. Today's Thursday. I almost said Wednesday. Good morning, Azine. Good morning, Gabby. Wisdom Thursday. It's not Wisdom Wednesday. Today's Thursday. So good morning. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? Wisdom is our project for today. Hi, Ryan. Good morning. How are you feeling? All of you wonderful, amazing human beings today. Check in on your feelings. See where it's going. What did you see? What did you feel? It is Wisdom Thursday. And, when I come in here to bring you a blessing, sometimes it's my own lesson, right? But once I get it and I learn it, I like to pass it because knowledge is not yours to keep. What you know, you must teach. And that's how you succeed in life, is just opening up and sending what you know to others who could receive it and use it in their lives. So let's start the show on the road. Welcome to the morning blessing. So somebody write that in and then I can pin it. Good morning. Welcome to the morning blessings, because sometimes people drop in who we do not know. And if they see they're welcome, they might hang and learn something from us. So somebody put that in and let me pin it. So, wisdom. I don't know what you would say if somebody says you have no wisdom. And is it because of your behavior or is it because of your speech? So wisdom. Wisdom is found in pausing. They say wisdom comes with aging. Good morning, Loretta. Yes, it's true. But wisdom also finds those who are ready to be awakened, and the age does not matter. Yes, so nobody's putting it. Welcome to the morning blessing. Somebody can type. And let me pin it. Just type it in the comments. Come on, guys. Meet me halfway here. They say in all you will seek that we are supposed to seek wisdom. So it doesn't matter what age you are. Good morning, Colleen. Wisdom will show up whenever it is you're ready to get it. Sometimes we have to be faced with a challenge for us to understand that wisdom is important. Sometimes we can just realize by observing others that I don't want to be like this. I don't want to speak like this. I don't want to behave like this. I don't want to live like this. And that alone brings wisdom. So I have 5 people on and nobody here can type in the comments. Welcome. Thank you, Ryan. Welcome to the morning blessings. Wow, you guys are hard. So let's do this. Wisdom is found in pausing. They say wisdom comes with aging. Yes, it's true. But wisdom finds those who are ready to be awakened, and the age does not matter. There are people who are awakened at the age of like 14, 15, and they look at themselves and they decide, hey, I need to take care of me. I need to make sure that I am looking after me, because at the end of it all, it's going to be me. And sometimes you meet these young people and we dismiss them. They are the ones that will say to you, you know what? I'm going to be wealthy. I desire to have tons of money when I grow up. And then somebody will say, push it away, get rid of that. But no, there is something inside of them that do that. Or they'll say, I'm not participating in that. It's not going to be good for me. I do not enjoy it. And you might say, well, you have to do it. And sometimes it's the wisdom that is growing and we take a lead and we cover it. Let's say you have somebody that realizes that certain foods does not go with them, or they do not like something, or they have something wrong with them, maybe emotionally, but they realize, hey, I can go over here, I can get information, and I can change, I can do things. Do you know there are young people who will meditate, and nobody taught them? And there I have many people who tells me they cannot meditate. I don't have the time to meditate. I don't have the time to sit quietly. And when you do not have the time, that is an excuse like the one that we use when they said the dog ate my homework. That's why I haven't got my homework today. That's what Jay-Z said. Jay-Z said that the excuse for the adults of the dog ate my homework is I have no time. Everything they must do for themselves, they have no time. So, and when a person has decided to take care of themselves, whether it's the mental, emotional, physical health, financial health, what you mean you don't have money? How you mean you have money? You're working, you should have money. I thought you said you had money. My friend said to me, I thought you said you would never outlive your money. And I never said that. But when she said it, I said, sure, how can I outlive my money, really? If I live and there's $1 in my purse, I never outlive my money. Or when she said to me, you have more money, you say you have more money than dirt. I said, well, that's true. I do have more money than dirt because I don't have much dirt in my pocket. So that is what people will tell you. So you have to use wisdom now to answer. You could get angry. I could stomp away and get angry at her. Instead, I gave her, I agree with her. I said yes. And sometimes the French say yes means peace. So if you say yes at a certain time in a certain way, that person cannot come back to you and get angry at you because you agreed. You know, yes means peace. No war between us. I agree with you. They're still angry, but they cannot fight with you. So they say in all you will seek that we are supposed to seek wisdom. So why, I wonder? I really did. Why do I have to seek wisdom? What is it? I also realize you cannot hold on to wisdom with your hands. You cannot feel it. You cannot go somewhere and buy it. You cannot ask somebody to teach it to you. You cannot do anything in a physical go get it action to find wisdom. Yet they're telling us in all that we seek, make sure we seek wisdom. And that is in most scriptures. I haven't come across it anywhere else, but the older people will tell you that. And then it clicked in my head. Wisdom is a way of being. It's a state of being, not a state of doing. It's just being. So they say wisdom comes with the older generation. So those of us who had the privilege and the joy and the opportunity to be with grandparents can remember they didn't work like grandparents of today. They were grandparents. They always were in that spot where they were quiet, they watched, they observed, they interjected when necessary, but they usually smiled. When they're grandparents, they smile. They're constantly in a state of being. They don't complain much. They accept what is in their way. And they're very pleasant. Like my grandmother on my father's side said that common sense beats education. That was one thing she said. My grandmother on my mother's side said to me, I wrote better letters to her children who were away when I was being fed. So if I was eating and writing, she said the letters were amazing. So obviously eating was something that she realized in her wisdom, that when I'm occupied in chewing, I can write, and better, because then I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. My mind isn't wandering. So is that wisdom though? So I decided when it clicked, it is a way of being. Wisdom is a certain feeling which allows the holder of wisdom to have in a certain way. So wisdom is a feeling that you have that causes you to hold on to it in a certain way. What is your certain way? Is your certain way to breathe in, observe, breathe out, and smile? Is it? Because wisdom is calm. Wisdom is a feeling that really makes you wonder. But wisdom does not speak. Wisdom chooses when to speak. And that is what makes wisdom amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. And we have to remember that. So Brian said, may the ways of wisdom from to guide you to live a fulfilled life. Thank you, Brian. Wisdom is not seen. Wisdom is felt. Wisdom resides in pausing. So it's when you pause, you will connect with wisdom. When you stop. But if you're, good morning, Marina, how are you? But if you're constantly like a raging bull through life, how can you capture that feeling of wisdom, which is in being? Wisdom is something that you be. It's a feeling of being. It's not tangible. It cannot be trapped. It cannot be bought. It cannot be forced upon. It has to be invited. And when it comes, as the writer says in the book of scriptures, in all what you seek, make sure you remember to seek wisdom. And that really confused me as I said, I wonder why. I also realized you cannot hold on to wisdom with your hand. That's what happened when I read that long ago. Then it clicked. Wisdom is a way of being. Wisdom is a certain feeling which allows the holder of wisdom to behave in a certain way. A person who has wisdom never takes off in a tangent. They never get to the point where they're so angry and they're so screaming and they're so terrible. Good morning, Marina. Thank you for your good vibes. How are you feeling today? You know, so wisdom will pull you back like this and hold you there. Wisdom is not seen. Wisdom is felt. Wisdom resides in pausing. Wisdom waits. Wisdom holds back. Wisdom makes choices that enhances itself. Wisdom in a human being will stop you from jumping into a fight with somebody else. Wisdom might cause you to stop and say, should I go or should I stay? Wisdom will force you to realize, hey, they're holding the knife. The handle is in their hand and the blade is pointed at you. Is this the right time to rush them or is it the right time to grab on the blade? Wisdom will tell you to back off. Wisdom will make you say, hold on. Wisdom will make you put your hand up. Because you see, when you have wisdom inside of you and you have made it part of your being, wisdom will always come to your rescue. It rescues you from words that you cannot pull back. Wisdom, when you go out and you spit a word out, before you do that, wisdom will say, should you really have done that? Or after, the person sitting next to you with wisdom will laugh and say, really, is that the best you could think of saying to this person? That's the power of wisdom. Wisdom is the one that says, and somehow you believe that was the best thing to do in this moment. That's the power of wisdom. Remember that. So, wisdom, of course, helps you to make the choices. It enhances it enhances itself. It grows. Wisdom always behaves on its own terms. So wisdom does not wait for somebody to tell them, hey, this is how you should behave. Wisdom already know. Good morning, Yuko. Wisdom already know how to behave. Wisdom does not care that you do not know how to do that. If it's inside of you, wisdom will step on you. And wisdom will nag at you. Wisdom will tickle you. Wisdom will send a shiver through you. Have you met somebody or you're going to do a transaction with someone and just as you're making a choice, something clicks? And that is wisdom dropping in. That is wisdom telling you, hey, watch it. But sometimes we're so involved in not paying attention to that tiny little message from wisdom that we jump in with both feet and then we cannot jump out. Wisdom is what tells you close your mouth. Keep that piece of muscle you call a tongue back there. That is what wisdom will do for you. But sometimes we just go away and we ignore wisdom and we live to regret it. Wisdom never follows the herd. So when everybody is going east, the wisdom might say, you know what, I'm going to go west. I'm going to go north. Wisdom leads. It blazes its own trail. And when wisdom comes, if wisdom is a being in that state and somebody observes that you have wisdom, they have two things they can do. They either will not talk to you, they will use you when they need you, and then they will ignore you. So they'll not talk to you. Because you see, when you respond, you're not responding no matter what they say in anger. Many times you agree with them. Somebody with wisdom that somebody has pushed, they'll say, it's okay. And somebody who doesn't understand what wisdom does will say, why did you let the person do that? But wisdom maybe is the one that teaches you they're going to come back. They're going to try to hurt you again. They're going to try to disrespect you again. The first time somebody disrespects you is not because they're doing it the first time. They have done it 120 times in their mind, and they just figure this was the opportunity. So you, with wisdom, can flip it. I am not going to respond now. I will not respond next time. But just maybe at a certain time of being, in a certain way, when they step on you again, you will use wisdom. And you know how one of the words, I gave you that tiny phrase, are you okay? You didn't fight with them. You didn't tell them off. You didn't criticize them. You didn't say anything to them. All you did was ask a question. They just stepped on you. They wanted to hurt you. They desire to put you down. And your response is, are you okay? They're confused. You see, that's the power of wisdom. And a person that has wisdom, a young person will tell you, I am doing this because the purpose for doing this is so I get this out of it. They will tell you that. A young person that is, hi Hiroko, welcome. How are you feeling today? A young person that has wisdom at an early age will tell you why. I am doing this because this is what I desire to get out of it. And it could be simple that I am doing this, I'm saving my money, I am eating this for sustenance, not for, they'll have something like that to say to you. I am wearing this because I need to be covered, or I like to look like this. The older version will just be, because it has happened to them already. They are older, so now they're just being. It doesn't matter whether you see them or not. They're going to be. And somebody said something, Tina Turner said, I don't know. She said that to dress, even if you're by yourself, to wear good, to dress to eat, always do that. And there was a person who went through hell and tribulation in a marriage. And then she found herself. And the advice, she said, you know what? If you're going to eat, make sure you do it well. Dress well. And that is what wisdom makes you choose. You are that kind of person. She died in her 80s last year, right? So, and she can share that wisdom because she's tried it. And that is what happens when you have wisdom of old. I know the choice. She has seen both, not having and being able to choose. So wisdom makes you realize it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to function in a certain way. It's okay to share because you know that it's going to leave you. It's okay to let it loose. It gives you a better feeling. It's all about feeling. Wisdom is wise. Wisdom speaks to us from inside out. Wisdom is sound in its action because wisdom has thought through it all. So wisdom is sound. When wisdom takes action, it is sound because wisdom has thought it. Remember I said, the person who insults you the first time or the 120 times had planned to insult you or have been insulting you in their mind for 500 times because they didn't have enough wisdom to spend the time to look at them, to spend the time instead of planning to insult you or planning to ask you why. Good morning, Angelina. How are you feeling today? Wisdom has told them they don't have it, so they have planned all along. And that day they step on your toe, it's the first time. Now you with wisdom are choosing how to react. You don't do it purposely, but because wisdom is a state of being, and because you can be in wisdom, you're going to turn and you're going to ask them the question, are you okay? That's great, Angelina. Are you okay? And when you ask that question to an insult from someone, they have nothing to fall on. You have made them even more confused. You hurt them without hurting them. It wasn't your intention. But because you behave, wisdom is a state of being. Nobody can make you get wisdom. You get wisdom when you meditate, when you observe, when you're silent, when you let others have their speech, when you let others speak, when you offer and do not demand advice, when you leave the door open for them to come in and seek you. That is what wisdom does. You read about people who, when they say, I went to my grandmother or my grandfather and ask questions. In some cultures, the older you are, the more you're revered, the more they love you, the more they put you on a high pedestal because they know you have something that you can offer them. You know where the potholes are on the road called life. You know the choices on the road called life, on the journey called life that's going to cause you to break an ankle and slow you down. Wisdom is what will tell you to go slower to get there faster and safer. Wisdom teaches you do not always have to have the pot boiling on high. We all know what that does. Wisdom will make you know that you can put it on low and wait. Because wisdom waits. Wisdom does not gallop through life as if it is crazy. Wisdom has gone on the journey. Wisdom knows where the detours are. And if you are able to pause and accept wisdom, you will win. Common sense has its root in wisdom. Common sense. Somebody said common sense is not that common. Yeah, that's so true. It's when somebody has spoken and then they come back and they're trying to tell you, well, that wasn't quite what I meant, or somebody's trying to tell you that is not what they were saying, and all of that. But it left. It went out into the ethers. It hurt somebody. It pushed somebody in the wrong direction, your words. Because of your stature, of who you are, of the importance they put on you. And they took your words to mean the law. That is what I should do because this is what this person is telling me to do. And that tells you, if you are one of those, you do not have wisdom to choose. Where is your common sense? Because somebody tells you to fight with that person, you choose to fight, to hate them, to kill them. Who are you for you to do that? Because on the direction of a human being, where is your common sense? And that is why common sense is the root of wisdom. It's in there. It lies in there. And you will hear the person speak and defame somebody else. And you will do the same because you lack wisdom. And if you find yourself doing that, for goodness sake, take some time and meditate on you. Meditation is not painful. And say, I cannot meditate. That's rubbish. Utter rubbish. Meditation is just sitting down, listening to your breath, and then all these 1 million thoughts are coming in and go shifting and saying, okay, back to the breath, over and over again. What you practice, you get better at. And you will find wisdom there. But no, some of us listens to what another person says and we run towards it. And the person who gave you the advice to go destroy another human being or destroy another human's property is usually not there with you when you're in trouble. So, do you know a practical thing? Do you know if you're an accountant and one of your customers is being called over by IRS or Revenue Canada, whatever, that once you show up at that meeting to stand by your customer, that one customer, do you know every single solitary customer that you have, that your name is on their document as the accountant is going to be audited? Because if this one is allowed or encouraged or advised by you to take those actions, did you do that for all the others? So if you have an accountant and they say, I'm not coming to a assessment with you, that's why. Because when they give you the direction to do something, you are responsible. That's why you need common sense and you need to find your wisdom. Wisdom, I said, is a state of being. It allows you to act in a certain way. Wisdom will cause you to walk away. Wisdom always smiles before answering a question. Wisdom is so peaceful and so in tune with the moment. And when somebody asks you a question, you might do this. And you know what you do? You respond by asking the question, repeating what they said. And once you do this, you are giving yourself time to formulate the appropriate answer to give it to them in the right way. There are only certain people that can do that. That magic is pausing. That miracle is pausing and realizing, okay, so you're asking me, why did I say that? You ask a question. Or somebody asks you a question and they say, why do you always do that? So you want to know why I always do that, right? So try it on your own self. And you will see that you give a, Once you ask that question back, you allow your brain to expand and open. And then your response is not going to destroy. It's not going to make the situation worse. How you respond is what is important. But it's because wisdom has come calling. It's because you have captured wisdom. So as it says in scripture, if all what you do, all what you seek, make sure that you seek wisdom. Wisdom is found in pausing. They say wisdom comes with age. Yeah, I told you that was true. But wisdom also finds those who are ready to be awakened, and the age does not matter. And you will say, they have a word that they will use for kids in wisdom. Oh, they're so astute. They're so, they kind of, what they say? They say they're a purple child, a blue child, that kind of thing. There's something people talk and they think it, and they don't know the meaning of it. Anyway, I don't know why. I've heard it a few times, but that is not what it is. That is wisdom. That they might have come into the world with wisdom. And where we hear it, we need to put a handle on it. But that's not necessary. We need to just accept that person for unique. Because truly, each of us, although we do not behave like them, we're still unique. And wisdom is something that you cannot buy. It is a state of being. Wisdom is a way of being. Wisdom is a certain feeling which allows the holder of wisdom to behave in a certain way. The more wisdom somebody has, the more they behave in a special way. And there are some of us who will see it and recognize it. And some of us will say, how come they're so calm? How come they always seem to survive? How come do they always seem to get to mount over challenges? How come? And that is true. That is wisdom. Because wisdom makes you know what you can control and what you cannot control. Wisdom will know that getting out of your car and having a fight with somebody that cut you off on the road is certainly not the right thing to do. But if in the moment you have no wisdom and you're just so full of retribution and anger, you are encouraging yourself and those who hear you and around you to do the same. And in some cases, as I said, the force behind people who take action based on other people's words, they're only themselves to blame. But most of all, they are the one paying the price. The Pied Piper is not paying the price. And that is why you always have to consider where those words are coming from. Who is spewing the words? Who is saying those things that will propel you to a disastrous life? Other people's action can cause people to take steps that will destroy their life, but not only their life, the life of their family and friends. And it just spreads like a fungus, like a, what do you call it, which is the one that the bacteria or whatever that just goes from one to the other. Because they took the advice of another human being, or they fell into the trap of the Pied Piper, and he was piping away and they followed. And when they got to the precipice, the Pied Piper grabbed his parachute or her parachute and parachute away. But the people that were following the Pied Piper all crashed into the precipice, into the cracky, rough spot, and ended their life there. So that's what wisdom will make you choose. What is that? Because you're going to pause. What is that the Pied Piper has on his back or on her back? A parachute. I don't have a parachute. I don't have a way to get out of this. If you can stand in the moment and ask yourself that question, then the world is yours. Because wisdom, my dear, is at your door. Have an absolutely wonderful and amazing day. Thank you for hanging with me. It was amazing to have such a quiet group today that just absorb, I hope, and Yuko and Juliana and Ryan and Gavin and Loretta. Thank you for dropping by and spending that time with me. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. And I'm happy and grateful you guys are here today. Have an absolutely amazing day. But before I go, I keep asking you guys to share the video. If there's somebody, that little arrow at the side, if you pick it, you can send it to your friend. There's somebody that maybe would benefit from this video. And just in case you forget, today at noon, I am going to talk about Valentine's Day on the YouTube channel. If you know somebody who needs to listen to something about Valentine's Day, then drop by, or you too. It's at noon Eastern Standard Time, and it's on YouTube, and it's going to be about Valentine's Day, which is next week, and it's on Wednesday. So it's amazing for you to come in there. I'll be writing you an email. Sorry, I am so quiet. Okay. So make sure you join me and have some question and listen. I am going to talk from both sides, male, female, and what Valentine's means. Thanks, Angelina, for those roses. But if you're free, guys, jump in and see what you can get from that. On the YouTube channel, Yuko is just telling me, pushing me. Without Yuko, I don't know. So she's such an amazing part of my life. And it's somebody I met, and there are others like you that come, like Juliana, Angelina, and Ryan, and my nephew, and Loretta, and Kia when she wasn't working, and Nadi, all of this, and Stacy, who is sleeping late today. I get a message, I'm sleeping. All of you, and those that just pass through, butterfly thoughts, and it's amazing. And those of you who come from India, it's so amazing to have such wonderful people in your life. And the thing is that I can only influence one person at a time. So if you got something here today, and it's a little nugget about wisdom, and sit outside, go outside early in the morning when the world is still asleep, and see how different it is than if you go at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or later. There's a difference in the early morning, certainly. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.